What's up, people? You're listening to Chad McIndees. And today I want to talk about why women are going into male spaces and who knows why the fuck they can't stay in their own. And from what I have accumulated over the years from women who have told me that they no longer fuck around with other women because they're always starting drama. And that they feel more comfortable parlaying with men. To start things off, I always thought that the strip club is the bastion of male sexual escapism. When you're of legal age, it is the first step into manhood. However, I think strip clubs are, as well as strippers, are only a phase that a man should have gotten out of his system by the time he reached 30. In other words, you shouldn't be 40 to 50 years old throwing your hard-earned money away on bitches who will never go home with you, let alone fuck you unless you drop a few $100 on them. The last time I was at a strip club was back in 2005 or was it in 2007? Hell, I don't know. But I noticed that there were women in there, and they wasn't strippers or the bar servers. A lot of them were your everyday females that you see around the neighborhood, at the grocery store, on the job. Some of them were there with their husbands and boyfriends. So I'm like, what the fuck are these women doing in here? The strip club is supposed to be a sanctuary where men can be men, but now that sanctuary has been compromised. Cause in this day and age where smartphones with cameras are everywhere, the last thing any married man or Joe Smo want is for their wife or girlfriend to get a picture text from her sister, cousin, or BFF of him with his stripper on his lap and his hand on her ass. And a lot of you dudes have women who don't play that shit. She might show up at the club and start cutting up, or she might push her black ass out of the house. Now, the reason why these women are going into strip clubs, as I was told, is because that's where most of the men be at. And basing off of that, I can assert that the reason why women go into male spaces is simply because drama is non-existent. And that's because men don't do drama in their spaces. Meaning, being petty, emotional, and gossipy is considered bitch behavior and is highly frowned upon. It's like this, y'all. Men know that women secretly hate each other. And everything they do is to make other women, especially the ones they really don't like, envious. Because women's spaces are full of drama, rumor mills, gossip mongering, and they're cliquish. But despite that women secretly hate each other, they do stick together whenever it's something they all can relate to on an emotional level. Such as pregnancy, distress over their boyfriends or husbands cheating on them, rape, and the need to be vindictive towards the ex and his new wife or girlfriend. Because we know that a woman's feeling is more important than logic, right? Therefore, she can never do no wrong, and she is so justified in exacting her malice on some poor sucker who wronged her. Now, moving forward, we know that in male spaces, there is a lot of camaraderie. Even if they don't know each other, men will develop bonds with other men. Then two, men respect competition. They can accept defeat and be a good sport about it. Plus, male spaces are all about men being men, relating to men, and just parlaying. Meanwhile, women from afar are watching the men having a good time while no one is talking to each other in their little girls group. So what women will do is put their best dress on and venture onto the men's side of the fence because they want in on all of the fun that the men are having. Then again, a lot of women venture into male spaces for male attention and less female competition, especially if she's the only female there. From sports to video games and comic book culture, which are technically still traditional male spaces, women are going to come and they're going to learn the lingo and the rules and the culture so they can be one of the guys. See, what a lot of women don't understand, that it's not that men don't mind women wanting to come and parlay with them, because no man wants to be a good dancer and there are no women to show off their moves to. But when you have a few women to start crying about sexism, feminism, and inclusivity, that's when having women in male spaces become problematic. It's already bad enough that men have to stifle their behavior and watch what they say or do around women out of fear of becoming a pariah. But now there's some butthurt chick who comes along starting shit, bitching and moaning about being objectified or not being objectified, demanding special treatment, complaining about not letting the homely or fat chicks into the party. Like damn, instead of whining about how they're being treated in male spaces, and instead of writing articles about it, just start your own damn space, cause you don't see men complain about how they're getting treated at baby showers and shit. I mean nobody, and I mean nobody, likes a party pooper. And no one wants to play with that kid who is always crying, no fair, because they can't keep up with the other kids. Now moving forward on this, just look at comic book conventions. When they first started off, it was considered a gathering for comic book geeks and nerds who women wouldn't give the time of day to. Now the comic book conventions have grown in popularity with Hollywood celebrities attending them. The women started coming out in droves because they know that it's no longer an event for geeks and nerds. For those of us old enough to remember watching Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom back in the 80s, or some of you remember watching Animal Planet, wherever a herd of zebra goes, the lions are going to follow them, because lions are apex predators and carnivores. Therefore, it's a wise thing on their part to stay very close to their source of food. Wherever the zebra herd moves to, the lion makes sure they're not too far away. Women are the lions and men are the zebras. Because wherever men go to gather, whether it's to down a few beers or a game of pool, women will not be too far away. And yes, men do talk about women in their male spaces. They talk about trade secrets, their sexual conquest, and how to pick up chicks. Plus, they do talk about how much of an ungrateful bitch their nagging wives and girlfriends are. But the truth is that women really don't share the same interests in sports, video games, and comic books as men. They just want a space where they can go to mingle. But they will learn the language, the who's who, and the culture. Plus, they will go as far as dressing the part just to be able to enter into male spaces to attract men. Lastly, but not leastly, to wrap things up, in today's culture of rampant feminism and their war on masculinity, male spaces are slowly becoming a thing of the past. And if you don't believe that, just look at what happened to the Boy Scouts of America as a prime example. Because eventually, men are not going to be allowed to have their own public or private spaces. Because if it doesn't include women, then it's not going down. And eventually, the only male spaces that will still exist for men where they can go and congregate are the dangerous jobs and off-the-grid regions where women won't dare go. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'm outie.